Hello, we're live on the air. My name is Kim Matina. I am a Google certified trainer and a top contributor in the G Suite for Education Help Forum. Today is, what is today? Wednesday? Wednesday, March 21st, 2018. It's supposed to be the second day of spring, and I'm home today because it's a snow day. So we are in New Jersey, and we are experiencing our fourth nor'easter in about a week and a half. And this one prompted all the schools to be closed today. And it's just starting to snow now. It's been raining all morning. So technically we could have had school, but I had a snow day. I'm making the best use of my time, and I'm on the show trying to share some information with my audience. So what I'd like to go over today is some Chrome apps and extensions that you can use in the classroom. You can certainly use them for feedback. You can use them for special education students. You can use them for most anything. But I'm just going to showcase a few of them. I am going to put a link to each Chrome app and extension in the agenda and put that on my website so that you can access the notes and see what apps and extensions I went over. All right, so without further ado, let me begin. I am going to share my screen. Alrighty, so here's my agenda. So I always have to have a layout of what I'm going over with you guys. So this is my agenda. I will make it public on my website when I'm done with the show. I presented these Chrome apps and extensions in my district last week, and I thought that the teachers responded well to them, so I thought I would share some with you. So in order to get a Chrome app or extension installed in your Google account, you need to go to the Chrome Web Store. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to the Chrome Web Store. Now I have it bookmarked, but you can certainly go to chrome.google.com/webstore, and this will come up. And if I wanted to search for Chrome extension, I just type it into the search bar here, YouTube. And when it brings back the search results, you'll see it's broken down by extensions, it's broken down by apps, and sometimes you may even see other results here too. So you have to make sure you know which selection you're going to pick from, or which area you're going to pick from. You can also zone in and narrow down the search by selecting just extensions from the radio buttons here, themes, or apps. So you can also see filter your search. And these are different types of more filters that you can include in your search also. So you can play around with that. But so that's how you get to the Chrome Web Store. And if I wanted to install, let's just go back to extensions. If I wanted to install this, actually this one's already installed because I was preparing for you. But if I wanted to install this one, distraction-free YouTube, I click Add to Chrome. I click Add Extension. And the extension gets automatically added up at the top on the Chrome bar up top here, and you will be able to use it automatically or immediately. Now, if I didn't want the extension anymore and I wanted to remove it, all I do is right-click on the extension and I can click Remove from Chrome, and this will delete it from my profile. So that's how you install and delete Chrome apps or Chrome extensions in your account. Apps are a little bit different. If you wanted to delete an app, you would have to right-click on it and you would have to select delete. So let's just say here's an app, the Cami app, and just say I want to delete that. So I can right click on it and I can hit remove from Chrome, and it will remove it or delete it from my account. And now it's gone. So that's how you manage your Chrome apps and extensions through the Chrome Web Store. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you a really cool extension called Extensity. And this extension will help you manage your Chrome extensions that you have installed in your browser. So what it does is it will allow you, and this is it here, to enable or disable Chrome extensions and Chrome apps so that you don't always have to right click on anything. So you can see if I'm clicking on Bitmoji, it's like a toggle. So if I click on it once, it's enabled and it shows up in my extension list here in my browser. If I click on it again, it's disabled. It didn't remove it, it just disables or enables the extension. So this Extensity Chrome extension is a great utility to have. I use it all the time. It's a lifesaver. So I would recommend that you install that extension. The Google Keep app is a great app that you can use, especially if you're using Chromebooks that have access to the Play Store and the Android apps. The Google Keep app is a great app that you can create a collection of library comments or Bitmojis or emojicons or stickers, different comments. So you can, use that and incorporate this library of notes in Google Slides, Google Docs. So this is actually a really great app that will integrate within different apps in the G Suite, core of apps. Also, it integrates nicely with Jamboard. So Google Keep, the app, is a great app to get. So Whisper is another Chrome extension that I would recommend, and the EdTech team made this extension. And what this extension does is it 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 actually works with Google Classroom. So if you were administering, say, an exam or a write-in assignment that required your students to have quiet in the classroom, you can actually send them a message through Whisper so that you can remind them that the class is almost over. So this Whisper extension will prevent you from interrupting them vocally. So let me just show you that really fast here. So here's my Whisper extension, and I'm going to open up Google Classroom. So I'm going to go into my demo class and I'm going to enable Whisper. And you can see that it integrates nicely within Google Classroom. So I can always refresh the list if I had more classes that I added. And I can broadcast a message to them here through the this dialog box. So I'm just going to type in a message. All right, and then I'm going to click send. Okay, so here's my message that's going to get broadcasted out to the students in Google Classroom. Now the students need to have Whisper installed on Google Classroom or Whisper installed in their Google account. So your Google administrator would have to download that into the domain. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go into my second computer here and I'm going to try to screen share a student perspective of it. So just give me a second here. I'm always learning something new when I do a show. I hope you guys could see my screen. So now as a student perspective, okay, the student would have to, they would get notified via email, and then they would see a little notification up at the Whisper icon in the Chrome browser, and then they would click on that Whisper icon and they would see the message that you typed or you broadcast to them. Not sure if it's going to work. It's hanging up. Let's see what happens. All right. Well, it's not working. So what I'm going to do is, let me go back. Let me stop this. And I swear it worked before when I tried it. So I'm not sure why it's not working now. But it does broadcast the message that the teacher sends out to the class. And like I said, the students would either get an email notification that they have a message and they can read it through email, or they can simply click on the icon in the that's located in the Chrome browser there. So there's two ways that they can see the message without you really having to talk to the whole class verbally. All right, so I'm going to move on. So let me get rid of that. So Whisper is a really cool extension that you can use in the class. Select and Speak, this would be a great extension to use for students who need assistance reading articles or blogs online. So this extension, Select and Speak, and these are all the links to the Chrome Web Store for that extension. So Select and Speak, and I am going to enable it. Okay, and here is the extension. You can see that it is enabled. And what I'm going to do is, let me go to a website. Let's just go to cnn.com. And I have to click on an article. So let's just pick this article about Zuckerberg. And what I'm going to do is click on the Select and Speak extension. Okay, so obviously that is not in English. So, whoops, now the video's playing. So hold on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the Select and Speak extension, and I'm going to go to Options. And I can choose the language here that I want. So I want English. I can choose the different settings. I can choose male or female voice. I can control the speed of the text that is playing back. All right, so you do have that option there. And let me go back now into, let's go into a different article. Try to find one that doesn't have a video. So let's see. Let's go into this one. Okay, so here's an article, and hopefully a video doesn't play. And it looks like it is, so hold on. So here's my article, and I want to hit Select and Speak. So you could see that this extension is reading everything that's on my screen. And when I did adjust the options in the settings to play in English and for the woman's voice, it did adjust those settings accordingly. So Select and Speak is a great Chrome extension that you can use with students in your classroom, especially for students that need modifications. So I would recommend getting that extension. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off some of these extensions so they don't interfere with anything else that I'm doing. So I disabled a few of them. So back to my list. DF YouTube is a great extension also because it'll block out all of the ads and all of the junk that's around your video. So if I go to YouTube, oh, let's see. And I don't know, let's just pick this. Well, let's see. Let's just pick this one. Okay, so you could see all of the videos that are coming up next. And if any ads are going to pop up, they would show. So if I have the DF YouTube extension enabled, it will remove all of that. So I just enabled it. And now if I refresh my screen, here's my DF YouTube extension that is enabled. Now if I refresh, you should see a big difference. Oops, there it goes. So you should see a nice clean version of your video. It doesn't show all of the videos that are coming up. It doesn't show any ads. So this would be a better way of showing a class a video from the big screen or the teacher's computer. So DF YouTube is highly recommended. Let me shut that off. And let me get out of that. So the next extension that I think is really great is Mercury Reader. And all of these extensions are great. I'm just going over a few and highlighting a few of them. But Mercury Reader is another great extension that you can use with your students because it'll clean up the article that they're reading. So let's go back to CNN. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Extensity and I am going to enable Mercury Reader. So you could see it's enabled here. And I don't know, let's pick a different one. Let's go down here. So you could see here's my article and it has a lot of different, it's busy. It's got a lot of pictures and it's a lot of ads showing up, a lot of distraction. So I can't believe all these videos popping up. So what I want to do is I'm going to click on Mercury Reader. And what it's going to do is it's going to take away all of that garbage on my screen and it's going to just show the content to my student. So here's the article that I had opened before. So you can see it's just plain text. There's no links, there's no videos, there's no pictures. It's just plain text. So you can take this information, you can, Control A will highlight all of the information on the screen. Control C will copy it to the clipboard, and then you can open up a Google Doc and you can paste it right in there and you can assign it to students via Google Classroom. So this is a nice little extension that really cleans up the article nicely for the students. So Mercury Reader, that is a great extension. Another one is, let's see, let's try Checkmark. So Checkmark is, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to Control A it. I'm going to Control C. And then I am going to go into a new document. And I'm going to do Control V. And I'm going to paste it in here. So here's my article. Now, what I can do with Checkmark is it will allow me to leave different comments on student documents to give feedback. And the comments are already preset in the extension. Plus, they came out with an update that will allow you to create your own comments in there also, so you can customize that. So let me go into Extensity, and I am going to enable Checkmark. And let me just get some of these extensions disabled here. And here's my Checkmark extension. So I'm going to enable it by clicking on it. And you could see here, here is the standard keyboard. These are the settings that are preloaded with the extension. So let me sign in to Google. Sign into the Checkmark extension using my Google account so it syncs. Okay, now what I can do here with my pencil is I can add my own custom comment in here. So if I click on the pencil, I can click the plus sign to add, and I can just, I don't know, we can just put I need images, and I'm going to hit apply. So now when I comment and create a comment in my Google Doc here, I highlight my information that I want to comment on, and I can click add comment, and it should, oops, let's see, hold on. If I click check mark, there should be a floating keyboard that shows up here. And the floating keyboard looks just like this. And it will allow me to insert a comment into the commenting tool. So of course it's not working. Let's try this again. Okay. There should be a floating keyboard that shows up here. So I don't know why it's not working. Sometimes these things happen. So let's disable this. Let's click on this. Let's see if it works now. No, because as soon as I highlight the word that I want to leave a comment on, it should show a floating keyboard. And once it shows the floating keyboard, I can select one of the letters, and it would insert that comment right into the commenting tool here. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. So let's do this. Let me X out, because sometimes that fixes it. And let's go back in. Okay, and check marks enabled. So I'm going to highlight, oh, there it is. So here's my floating keyboard, and I inserted the I code, which means need images. So if I click on I, there it opens up the commenting tool. It puts my comment right in there. I don't have to, it saves a lot of steps. I don't have to click on the comment icon or the comment button up at the top of the Google Doc. So this extension is very powerful. It will save time, and it's very efficient because it does allow you to insert your own custom comments. So that is a great extension to download. Let's see what else. OpenDyslexic. That's a great extension for students who are dyslexic. So let me show you what the screen looks like. I am going to enable it. So it just changes the font. So this extension carries through everything that the student's doing on their website or on their account. So it affects everything. Google Classroom, Google Docs, email, everything that they're doing online, this font follows them. And you can see here that the font definitely looks different. There's space in between each letter. The letters look different. And supposedly this is very helpful for students that have reading disabilities, to help them read the words and decipher the words and the letters much easier. So OpenDyslexic is a great extension to get. Also on that note, Beeline Reader is another extension that does help students with disabilities. So Beeline Reader, when it's enabled, it looks like this. And what it does is it color codes the page for the student. So if I click on this extension, it's going to color code all of my my document, the information here. So here's what it looks like. So it color codes all of my words, and I can change the colors if I wanted to, but this is the default. This theme or this scheme is the default, and supposedly it helps with the eyes. So students, it's like less stressful on the eyes. So this extension may be helpful for students that have some disabilities. This would be a great extension for modifications. And what you can do, I think it's in here, if you go to settings, if you don't have the OpenDyslexic font installed as an extension, you can always turn it on in Beeline Reader. So if you don't have it, just turn it on in here and it will do the same thing as it's showing now. So those were two extensions that I just went over at one time. So what else? Let's see. Let me go back and disable OpenDyslexic so everything goes back to normal and Beeline Reader. And let me refresh my page. And now we're back to normal. So you can see the difference in the font. So the font is supposed to be very helpful for students with disabilities. Another extension is WebPaint. So what WebPaint's going to do is it's going to allow you to annotate on the screen. So if you have Chromebooks with that use a stylus pen, this would be a great extension to get because you can annotate right on the screen, and you can download that image that you annotated on right into your device, and you can share it in Google Keep or Google Classroom, Google Jamboard. So let me show you that. So if I go to, I don't know, let's just say I go to YouTube. Let me go to my YouTube channel here. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let me go to my channel. Okay, so here's my channel. And just say I wanted to annotate on this for some reason. So here is the WebPaint extension. It's already enabled. And I am on a Chromebook Pixelbook, so I have a stylus pen. So this annotation would be very easy for me to do. So if I click on the WebPaint, you can see here that I was playing around with it before and I didn't clear my screen. So what we're going to do here is I can erase everything or I can clear it. And I can click erase all, and there it is. So I can, now I'm going to use my stylus. I'm not going to use my trackpad. So I can click on the pencil. I can change my color. Let's say it's blue. I can change the thickness of my pen. So we'll make it that 55%. And I can highlight different things on my screen. And then what I can do is I can screenshot this. So here's the camera icon. I can screenshot it. And what it does is it downloads it to my device. So I can download it. And now I can show it in my folder. I'll show you what it looks like. And there is my screenshot with my annotations on it. So at this point, I can take this image, I can put it in Google Classroom, I can put it in Google Keep, I can put it in a Google Doc, I could put it in a form, anything. I can upload this as an image to any Google app, and I can use this in my class to stress or emphasize different parts of a screen. So this would be great for highlighting maybe something in science, maybe an animal cell or a plant cell, the nucleus and the cell membrane, different parts of the cell, maybe parts of the universe, anything that requires emphasis on a specific um, object on that image, you can certainly use this WebPaint extension. So that is a cool extension. And that's it. I mean, so you guys can go in and play with the rest of these Chrome apps and extensions that I have here in the list. And there's so many more Chrome apps and extensions out there. And if you want to share one of your favorite ones, you can fill out this form. And this form will allow you to provide your handy dandy Chrome app and extension. And after you submit it, then I will share my resource with you. I have a collection of Chrome apps and extensions in a Google Sheet. So once you fill this out and share with me, I will put it and add it into my resource and share my resource with you. So let's go back to, let me stop sharing my screen. Here I am. So that's it basically. I wanted to just share some of that information with you. I think maybe you can find it helpful in your classroom and providing feedback to students and having a library of different comments that can help your job be more easier and efficient. So I wanted to just share. So until next time. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying to have a guest speaker on my show, and I am very thankful that so far I have a few people who are interested in being on my show, and they're going to showcase a G Suite for Education app tip or trick that they feel is valuable. So I am trying to give you more variety instead of just hearing information from me. So you can, let me show you where you can submit a request if you would like to be a guest on my show. So if you go to my website, and this is, so if you go to the Sweet Talks website, there's a tab here for guests. And in this page, you can fill out this form. Basically, you're just going to fill out the information and answer the questions and tell me what you want to showcase, give me a description of what you're going to do. And after that, I will get in touch with you and so that we can collaborate, share, and learn together. And that's basically the point of my whole show, is to learn together from everyone. I find that there I am. So I created this show with the intentions of learning from other people, because I'm always constantly learning from my PLN, and doing this show has really broadened my my skills, especially with YouTube Live. I'm always learning something new. I'm not perfect, so I make mistakes, and that's why we learn from them and we move forward. So that's all part of my show. I don't want people to come on my show feeling stressed and worry about things not going, going to be perfect, because they're not. So I just, want to stress that to you. If you're really interested in being part of my show and you want to showcase something that you're very passionate about for G Suite for Education, or some type of app tip or trick for G Suite, please fill out the form. No one's going to judge you. So I look forward to hearing from you. And if not, then I will see you next time, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.